We're here in the Marvin Lounge, and I'm here with my good men, JP and Ryan. How are we, guys?
I'm
Hello,
good.
JP.
I'm alright. I'm fine, Alan.
Good.
I didn't know what one you were directing it towards there.
I bet you a difference. I'm kind of stepped up to the plate this morning, so
good on
JP's
you.
in the other seat, and
I feel as if I'm in uncharted waters a wee bit here, actually. To be honest, I feel as if
Was that because there's no beer and it's just honest?
I think so, but I also think that I feel as if I'm a guest on here. Some use the man it's doing or the most of the chatting and stuff. But
so
no, it's good to be here. It's good to be here with you lads. How are you, mate?
I'm good. I was going to say, you're saying about mixing it up, bit of tapping and rabbing, big wrong quality snacks, bit of tapping and ratting.
But what's this cold weather all about? We feeling this and that, feeling Jack Frost right out.
It's cold, isn't it?
Building a snowman soon enough, weren't we?
So it is cold. That's why we've got the coffees out this morning, because it is getting...
Aye, 100%.
Hope everybody's wrapped up and get the heating on and stuff this morning, because it is, it is -9 in Glasgow now, isn't it? So...
in comparison to Aberdeen as well.
Yeah, all good, Alan, just to see you today and yourself, JP. Good to be live this morning. It's a wee bit different as well. We're not always live in the morning, so it's good to be live and back into domestic action, isn't it?
Yeah, thanks again for the Marvin for having us. Obviously, we appreciate that. And we've had the international break, which has been relatively successful in a kind of Scotland terms. We've obviously had 2 wins, quite a dramatic finish to the game last night, and I'd probably say quite a decent performance by one of your guys and Tony Ralston. What's your thoughts on that, Ryan?
I thought he was actually pretty good at the wing back. I know everybody, majority of Celtic fans in Scotland, we can see that he's out of his depth. Yeah. But to be fair, the last 2 games he's been pretty well. He's been very decent. He's been played differently with Scotland, I think, than he is with Celtic. Obviously with Celtic he's inverted, but with Scotland he was more helping Ben Doak, and I think that helped Ben Doak yesterday, because then Ralston was able to do the defensive side, and it means Ben Doak can then, what you would call in the football industry, cheating. So he was able to go forward more than defend. So a lot of people might go, Ryan, what you're talking about, but
Nosebleed.
Nosebleed, aye, but in football there's a term called cheating, which means you stay up and let defence do that work. So I thought personally, for a Celtic point of view, I thought Ralston was well, but that's me not saying now that he should be the Celtic team and anything like that, but just on his performance yesterday, he was part of a fantastic victory, and his contribution was vital to that. Yeah,
as well, JP, I think if you'd said to anybody there would be, in your back line, there would be Anthony Ralston, John Souttar and Grant Hanley, and you're going to beat Croatia and Poland away from home, obviously, I think people would be checking you to go to the doctor and kind of get a wee check-up and make sure that you're thinking straight, clearly. But again, as much as we think maybe Tony Ralston isn't the greatest kind of squad depth we've got, full appreciation to what he does for Celtic, but in terms of playing for Scotland recently, he has been kind of stepping up to the mark a bit, you think?
Last night I thought he was really good. I thought his overall play, his calmness in the ball, he's taking the ball in tight areas and he was turning. That boy is Zawinski. He gave him a down at Hampden, and I thought he was very composed. I think there, Alan, as well, you can see the work Brendan's done with him, because you can, a different Anthony Ralston maybe 5-6 years ago, he's maybe not got that composure in him, you know, and obviously he's then given the ball away rashly, jumped into challenges, whereas last night he was very, very what's the word I'm looking for?
Composed?
No, I've used that.
I've used that. Another analogy.
What's the word I'm looking for? He was very, very intelligent the way he done things. He knew when to go up the pitch, he knew when to stay. And his recovery was good as well. Overall, no, it was a really good contribution. But you're touching on obviously John Souttar and that as well. I thought John Souttar had a good game last night as well. As much as we have a pop at him as well. And
world class cross as well.
Yeah, unbelievable.
You can't take that away from him.
As I say, I really thought, and then obviously Grant Hanley as well. The first game he got took off, I don't know whether that was an injury scare or sports science saying he had to get him off because he's not played a lot of football. But what's your take on Grant Hanley, Alan? Because he doesn't get playing every week for obviously Norwich, and then all of a sudden It's back to the Colin Hendry days, isn't it? He's in the Scotland team quite a lot.
It's obviously somebody that Steve Clark trusts, I think. He seems to play quite regularly. There's a few times, he does look pretty solid at times, but then you can see him when you're watching, it does look as if there's a mistake in him. And I don't think he does your heart rate any good with some of the kind of play that he comes forward with, but we can't. Well, we're kind of having a go, possibly some areas about Steve Clark, the way he plays kind of recently. But to be fair, the last two results, along with the kind of qualifications for the other tournaments, the last two results have been fairly decent. We are in the kind of top level of that competition.
Yeah.
So I think those last two results have definitely put a bit more credit in the bank for Steve Clark going forward. And there's not that many Celtic players just now kind of contributing towards the Scotland team. I know we've got kind of Greg Taylor in there. James Forrest has been in and out of the squad. But the mainstay seems to be just now with the injuries at right back they've got as our second choice right back. So that's at the minute where we are for Scotland. Obviously, Cal McGregor's taking his choice to kind of retire for international football, which we've spoke about many a times. We kind of appreciate that decision because of how well that could be for Celtic and Cal McGregor going forward. But yeah, you're looking at this kind of international break. There's been so many of them over the last kind of number of months because of this new kind of competition with the which we were in. What's it called? The Nations League again. So it is kind of, it's disrupting our kind of domestic play, and it just shows we've got 7 games in the next kind of 21 days or something, 22 days. We've got 7 games coming up.
I think the month of December, is it not? We play like a quarter of a league games or something in December as well, don't we?
We've still got the European game against Zagreb as well.
So I'm sure it is 7 and 22 days. We've got the upcoming for the Hearts game. So, but there has been other players that have contributed international wise. We're glad to see kind of Rio Hatate finally I think he got 11 minutes. I think they're playing again today while we speak. I think they're 12 o'clock today. But that's a few times Rio Hatate's went round the world and not played a minute. I think he come on for 11 minutes. Kyogo's not played. Maida come on and had the full second half.
Try to text him, here's a host.
Aye. So
he's Mr. Statman, he knows
he's a man, isn't he? He's a man. He's like Rain Man in the podcast, isn't he?
You're looking at who else have we got in? Austin Trusty.
He played.
Get 3 minutes, a full 3 minutes for America, and I think they've played their 2 games. He didn't make an appearance last night, but
What's that, Barry Raymans? Cheers for that, lads. I'm not putting in the videos and get myself a caramel.
aye. So it's we've not had that much to kind of talk about in international kind of terms with the players that play for Celtic basically. But what's your thoughts on kind of like Kyogo travelling all that way like Rio Hatate has and not really contributing to his international? Is that an error on kind of our behalf? I know they want to play for their country, but is that a downside to that?
Yeah, I don't know. I know the club can possibly deny it because obviously Celtic pay the contract, so I think the club said, well, it was a major game coming up in what 2 or 3 days' time. They were like, listen, I don't know if we're going to release him, but I think the majority of the Japanese and the Asian kind of contingent, they pride themselves on playing the national team. It's
a big thing,
it's a privilege. And
yeah.
I know Harry Kane, and by the way, fair play to Harry Kane, I think he's absolutely spot on with Harry Kane.
William Scales as well, we forgot about. I don't know if
that Harry Kane's spot on for
me. Harry
me.
Kane alright?
I think he's alright.
That challenger, isn't he?
What Harry Kane says about guys not wanting to play for England and stuff, I get what he's saying, that the club pay a contract, so the club will come first in terms of that. But if because obviously we spoke to Baz plenty of times, Baz was injured and went to the Scotland camp just because he loved being about Stratting and the boys. And so I'd imagine some England boys might do it, but some England boys are, I've got a wee niggle, I don't want to come. For me, I get that to a certain degree, but for me, you should be still be gone. Guys like Hatate, Kyogo, I think they'll always go. But it's no great travelling or that work, because it happened to Rogic sometimes. He would go and get injured in training and whatever, and then he would need to fly back. And I think ideally you would like to know if you're going to get, I know you're not guaranteed minutes, but you like to know if you're going to get involved. If no, why kind of travel if you're not going to be getting game time?
Yeah, true.
It's different if you're not putting your name out there. Like Hatate, Kyogo, Maeda, like Harry Kane saying, England boys might be saying, you know what, I don't want to be involved in this squad. If you don't want to be involved, don't come back then. Yeah. Because
but apparently
it's a privilege.
Apparently the Japanese, they've got a championship on the side for kabaddi. So
kabaddi.
That's probably why the boys have travelled, you know.
If anybody's kind of unfamiliar with your terms of kabaddi is like a professional game of tag. So kabaddi, I think there's a lot of kind of kabaddi professionalism in India. So that's what we're referring to. But just touching upon that as well, JP, we were talking about obviously our boys that were away with Japan, but especially as well, I know that you were away to the lights at George Square, but you've seen bits and bobs, Liam Scales. What was your thoughts originally? Obviously, I think he's done pretty well originally, and then to get the sending off, he's maybe not possibly done the best there, but he started out looking pretty strong, and then that kind of fell away. What's your thoughts on that?
First and foremost, you calm down. He said JP, right? So you just calm down a minute.
I'm shaking here.
I love these. I love this challenge on Harry Kane. I thought that was a brilliant tackle. I like to see tackles like that. I think the game is changing in a way that you don't see a lot of tackles like that. And that's a wee bit of aggression for Liam Scales. I don't think a lot of Celtic fans have seen recently. Everything's on ice with Scales here, you know. He just plays a nice simple ball and he wins headers and stuff. But that was an aggression that we've not seen him, and it's good to know that he's getting that in his locker when needed. I talked about the lights the other night. I actually met Leo Porter, one of the watchers on the podcast, and I seen his comment at the beginning. He said he's skint just about, mate. Aye, just about. All the ultraviolet lights my veins wanted, and all the sweeties and candy you can think of. But that was a great night, a really good night. I met Leo. He was on his way out of town, and we were on our way down into the town. So
we'll touch upon a few of the comments now. Obviously, Leo says, "Morning, lads." JP, how was the lights, as you've just referred upon? So, morning, Leo. P. McLaughlin, morning all. Hail, hail. Hail, hail, P. McLaughlin. He also had 2-1 McGinn last night at 7:81.
Any tips for all
that could pay a handsome sum.
I think do you not say his wee brother about school with John Baird?
I think so, aye.
Is it the same boy?
Aye. John.
He's probably a guy now.
Just John. Some result last night. Yeah, it was indeed, John. P. McLaughlin again. We have a potential 29 games and 110 games if we get to the playoff of the Champions League. 29 games and 110 days. So, yeah. Joseph Agnew as well. Hail. These shows on for us. Hail. Keep it fair.
So, very well. Yeah. Thanks for watching, mate.
And
thanks to everybody else that's tuning in as well.
I think Anne James she's missed she was on an earlier kind of video, so she's usually one of the worst. Usually one of the first to
you're a wee bit on the list. Obviously she's normally first.
That's what I'm saying. Usually first on the list, but so I think there's been a wee bit. I think there's been a wee bit of a miss.
Like the side on it, what's she saying anyway?
So the reason I couldn't find the video earlier was due to you being late again. Lol.
Well,
a bit technical issues.
Yeah, we do apologise. We do apologise, folks. It's a very cold morning, and we had a wee bit of a technical problem when we were trying to log in. That I know. We're high up today, so we're that high up. The Wi-Fi was frozen. We take it a wee plug-in heaters out, man, and defrost it for a bit. No, I'm only kidding.
We've got the Timpsons on it.
We do.
We get all Wally up to the roof to shake the telly aerial.
We promised him Bagrina was going to be sitting down the stair right now on their floor lines on. But to be fair, but we do apologise we were late, because you can blame me. I'll take the dairy for it. It's technical problems.
Thanks very much for your comments, guys. And yeah, get any questions as I've got. We've obviously coming back into our domestic side, the thing we're all chomping at the bit to get Celtic back.
I know.
So we're looking forward to Saturday night. Saturday night against the Hearts, the Jam Tarts, the Homers and Barts, the World Championship darts.
The wee stinky farts.
So we're looking forward to getting that back on the go on the domestic side of football. But as we've seen as well, there has been a lot of the guys that maybe on international break, and they've been keeping their fitness up by the looks of it.
Yeah.
There is some social media coming out, and we've seen a few of the guys kind of meeting up with a certain Mr. Matt O'Reilly as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I think with this kind of important point of the season, where the games are going to come kind of thick and fast, and every one of the games are going to be massively important. We see just now that we're even in points with Aberdeen. We may well have a far superior goal difference. But Aberdeen, as much as people think they will kind of slip and falter away, which I probably believe so as well, they're still kind of keeping on their tails. They're still keeping their focus. They're still picking up results. So we need to make sure that we're on top of our game. We need to make sure that all our players are kind of tip-top fit. We need to make sure that we're fully focused for this kind of upcoming amount of games, because I think it's imperative that we get kind of win after win after win when it comes domestically.
I think we're all agreeing that eventually we will pull away eventually, right? But as much as we think that, it is basically an even keel now with Aberdeen, so we can't, as much as people might think I'm sounding stupid here, right, but in terms of football, anything can happen in football, right? We can't give in any slight hope to give
Any hope at all.
So if we don't get a result at the weekend and then they win, I might only think it's 2 points, whatever it is, right? Say it's honestly they're 2 points ahead. Still in my head I'm thinking, look, you don't need to panic, there's nothing, but you don't want to give anybody who's in front any wee bit of hope, because no, in terms of the league title, I think Aberdeen will be, if they go into Christmas time, because January, and they're still 9 points ahead or 12 points ahead of they were close to water, I'd imagine the guys in Aberdeen will be sworn, right, we might need to go and spend here £2-3 million in players, try and keep the second place, because Aberdeen know that if they finish second, they're into the Champions League qualifiers, they're going to get the money back.
Yeah.
They're going to get the money back.
Do you think there will be a lot of interest for kind of Aberdeen players over the January transfer window? They obviously with them keeping this level of form as well, they're due to have a few suitors maybe down south and Championship, etc.
You could be right. Again, I'm trying to not be so biased because I'm a Celtic fan, but obviously when I've seen Aberdeen against us, the 2 games, I didn't think they were great. I thought at Celtic Park it was doing real mistakes. Look, it was a cracking ball from McGrath, but I keep saying Scales should have been better for that, the press should have been better for that. With Engels, Hattati and Kuhn, that should have not happened. So Aberdeen still need to go and do that, but I thought the game at Hampden showed you exactly. For me, right, people may think I'm being maybe critical of Aberdeen too much here, but for me that is Aberdeen.
Yeah.
That's the Aberdeen.
They bounce back off a quick though.
But for me, I think that's the performances Aberdeen can put up. So it shows you that they're no bomb-proof. But we, compared to, for me, I think it's not just us, what we've said, a lot of pundits, Chris Sutton, Michael Stewart, all these other guys have all said it. Touchwood doesn't happen on Saturday, because we've been clipped before about St Mirren podcasts about are they going unbeaten or no getting beat, who's going to beat us, but take away all the banter side of it, when you look at us on paper, if we turn up, nobody beats you in Scotland. So it's got to take us to drop a few levels, I feel, for us to drop in.
I definitely agree with that. Just to touch on one of the comments, it's John, anyone know why it's a late kick-off?
Sky.
I think.
Is it?
Games on Sky.
Is it on Sky or Premier?
Because the Premier games are Aberdeen and Dundee.
Right.
Aberdeen St Mirren.
Right, so
Premier.
yeah, I think we're in a position with Sky Sports and with other TV companies that we come second best basically.
Right,
so
I don't know if it is, but as I know I don't
Yeah,
know it's 19
unfortunately.
games, but I do know we've got to go with a contract, but as I know 1 or 2 night games at the next show.
Well, you would think that would come the kind of the Tuesdays and Wednesdays that we have got midweek games as well, and that's been a few times this season as well that you've seen kind of Saturday nights, Sunday night football as well, which it is a bit obscure. But we were touching upon there, JP, earlier about Aberdeen, and they're obviously standing up to the test just now. The semi-final, I think the class really told that we turned up at our very, very best, and I don't think anybody in this country can put up with us when we're...
I still think we were in second gear.
I believe that, I know.
Aye. But
It was 6 going on 12.
Yeah.
we were very impressive in that night. Maybe Aberdeen were slightly off it in comparison to how they played at Celtic Park possibly, but at the end of the day I think class will tell. But you've got to give kind of Aberdeen credit where they're sitting just now.
100%.
Definitely. Do you see this kind of continuing? Do you see Aberdeen kind of making a fair fist of the second place or what? Or how do you see Aberdeen's season going for you?
I think it's one of those ones, isn't it? They've absolutely been tremendous to watch, even to watch as a football team. His stamp is well and truly on that side. I think it was what, £2 million that he bought the squad with in the summer. That's frightening. I mean that, and he let go of their top striker at the time, Majorski.
I forgot about that. They sold Majorski, so the money that they can use is money they've sold Majorski.
So they're still in profit.
No. Yeah, but there's other ones as well. You look at the lad, is it Bergeron?
The guy that's just signed.
No, the boy.
Sold.
No, boy plays at White for him.
Aye.
He went out on loan because he was out of favour with the previous manager. Barry Robson, in fact, loaned him out over to Holland. Went over to Holland, he came back and he's like, I knew at least a life under this manager. You look at the other boy, is it Morris?
Aye, that boy you touched upon him before.
He's unbelievable. What a start. And this is the thing as well. Do I think they can split the class? Absolutely. Why not? I mean, they've already beaten. They came to Parkhead and took a draw. Albeit people can turn around and flip it and say, aye, we should have beaten them that day, but we didn't. That's the reality. They took a point and then they beat Rangers. So it's no, right, is this a fluke? Because I won one result. They then beat Rangers on the back of that. Albeit the semi-final, they came and
capitulated probably.
Well, that I know, but the way we played that night, Alan, as well, they were never going to get any input in the game themselves. They couldn't get anything going, Aberdeen, because we just smothered them as soon as they get the ball. But they're beating everybody else. So if people aren't taking Aberdeen seriously by now, then when do you start taking them seriously? Because we're now coming up to Christmas. They're still there. They're still, like you says, they're on the same points as us. They play St Mirren at the weekend. I fancy them to beat St Mirren. I know they're doing it at St Mirren, but I fancy them to beat St Mirren. It's a televised game as well.
Obviously we're going to go out
and by the way, look at Pittodrie. Pittodrie's jam-packed.
They're getting a certain degree of momentum behind them with the fans, with the players.
I think it's the way he handles himself as well. He handles himself in a way. Look at him in the semi-final when they get gubbed 6-0. He was running him a cuddle, telling them, look, we've still got a long season to go. We can get.
Right now, he's come out and said, look, class hope. He didn't say it. He basically says, look, there's things we could have done better, but we get absolutely annihilated, right? And then you've got the guy across the water and other managers that have been here in the past. It's hot excuses. I bet this and toenails and this and that. He's just come out and went, look, we could beat with a better team, simple as that. And I think sometimes now, I watched a podcast last night, it was Ferdinand and Robbie Keane. And Ferdinand's spot on, played football yourself, both played football. You can't bullshit players.
No.
Sorry for swearing, but you can't.
No, you can't. You can't.
So players know.
We can see through it when a coach does it.
A manager, if he says something, the players are like, see talk about. Do you know what I mean?
But you picture, I mean, look at the other side of the water. I know you picture being in that dressing room. You're hearing him talking about toenails and Dane, like you mentioned the other day. Dane Dancy's trying to imitate John Suter, fucking dying for a penalty.
He's come out and saying that we done okay. The players are like, oh wait, did they? Like you can't bullshit players. Do you know what I mean?
Just to touch upon, there's a few comments about the bonus ball. Big Rob Bean is asking, can we leave the link in the comments? I'm sure one of the boys will be able to do that after. I've already pinned
the details of it, Rob. It's in the actual comments. I've pinned it on the What it's for, what the bonus ball's for, mate.
So all the information will be on, it's on kind of social media, or all the outlets say social media as
If you can't
well.
find it on that, it should be in the community section. If it's not, we'll put it in after this, we'll put it in.
But these numbers will be selling fast, as I say. It's a Scotland top. It's been signed by 22 different players.
Yeah, Barry Bannon included.
During quite a significant game against our rivals.
The old enemy.
Yeah, so I'm sure these numbers will sell out pretty quick, and for £5, there's you can't really get better value than that.
No.
To try and win something of that kind of quality and that.
No, than that,
value.
right? I mean, I've actually sent it out to a couple of group chats I'm in with fans for the other side. They've took a shot at it because it's a Scotland. It's a fantastic piece, man. I mean, it really is. It's a fantastic piece for anybody that loves Scotland and football, and it's a great piece to have, and it's in a lovely frame as well. And
A lot of people these days like to buy history as well. They like to buy something.
Yeah, that I know.
Memorabilia stuff.
So anybody that's looking, it's a Scotland game from the 2 game in 2017 to 10th of June. So Lee Griffiths, 2 of the best free kicks you'll probably ever see, and Joe Hart, well, Celtic goalie, was the goalkeeper that day. That's when he realised his head and shoulders wasn't working anymore. Stuart Armstrong gave the ball away, we'd have beat him.
So we were,
Sorry, Stuart.
Sorry, Stuart.
Harry Potter. So we were touching upon, obviously. There's something else I wanted to touch upon is, obviously we've heard comments for our next player for across the city. He seems to be making references towards the similarities between a certain right back that they've got at present and guys that we've got like Cal McGregor and Scott Brown, saying that we treat our legends better than they're treating them. Tavernier at the minute, yeah. Right. So he's come out and saying that the Rangers fans should be treating Tavernier better, the same as Celtic fans and the Celtic club treat the likes of Scott Brown and Cal McGregor. So to bring into comparison Cal McGregor and Scott Brown with a right back that's won a couple of trophies, I'm just taking a wee bit of an issue with that as well.
For me, it's telling me that there's I don't know why, again, I don't know who's, I've only seen snips of it, because again, people might think I'm talking with my bum here, but I generally don't read a lot of stuff about him, right? I focus on us. I've read a wee bit about the thing, and it's strange why it's coming out. Why is he coming out now when he's away from the club, and maybe the manager's under pressure, the players under pressure?
He can't be there,
Do
surely.
you think there's stuff that's happened in the background that maybe coaches know?
Why do it now when the club are not in a good position, the manager's under pressure, Tavernier's not playing? Is he come out to try and give Tavernier a bit of a push in media, but listen, you need to play him, he's part of your squad, do you know what I'm saying?
It might all be funny, right, but this is our opposition, right? Obviously we're 9 points clear at the minute, but we still need to kind of respect, maybe be the wrong word, but we need to know that we've got opposition there. So knowing a bit about your opposition isn't always the worst thing.
We
know that every week with us media up here, because every week Celtic are going to...
For me, I think it's an underlying that, I can only be between the lines by playing football and what interviews and what people say and the words people say. There's definitely unrest behind the scenes because Golson was obviously part of that, and he's, like I say, managers can't bullshit players, but players and each other don't bullshit. So they'll talk about what's going on in the stands, what's happening. Because I guarantee you, even Tarn and why they boo me, I've scored a penalty, I've got man of match.
He's not even done that for a while, because they're not getting penalties now.
Other day, I think they played Hearts and were 1-0 up. Look at didn't they play well, right? But they're getting booed at half time. They're going to go, wait a minute here.
Booed at half time against Motherwell as well.
But that's what I'm saying, but they must be like, some of the foreign boys...
It's a crack song they've made, isn't it?
There's a lot of the foreign guys who might not understand everything about Scottish football and maybe being at a club at wins every week or whatever else, right? They're going back, wait a minute here. We're 1-1 and I'm getting booed after the park. I think sometimes you've got to some... Listen, I've always said to you...
That happened to us last year as well, right?
But the difference is...
Alistair Johnston came out and commented about it.
He says he found it bizarre.
I've said that, but last year we went through a run of games where I've always said I'll never ever boo my team, never have never will.
Aye.
But we went through a stage where we were winning games, but the performances were pretty dire, right? And eventually, doesn't matter what team you are, if you perform like that, eventually you're going to drop points.
Results follow
so
with
it's the same with
performances.
They might win 1-0 or 2-1 or what, and they're not playing good football, but if they keep playing like that, they're going to drop points.
Big Rob being he's sent money over to the PayPal, so I'm sure we'll pick up on that.
What's he sent? What have you sent, Rob?
It'll not come up on my phone because we're live.
So we can pick up on that after it, but...
Thanks, Rob. Thank you,
Thank
mate.
you very much.
Good man.
Frank-
Many boys you taking?
All the boys.
All the boys, good boys, I know.
I know.
Anyway, I'm not wanting to go to I got into trouble the last time I said that. So
We're aware of this morning I've lost all my Super Scoreboard boys. I'm saying Super Scoreboard boys before anything comes
he's
in.
driving the line the road, tapping his steering wheel, going, beat the pundit, beat the pundit.
I think it's, listen, as much as Tavernier in terms of his defensive side, I think he's never been able to defend, right? But I don't think he's a right back. I think he's maybe either a right mid or he's a proper he's a wing back who does his stuff going forward.
Sorry, Ryan. Has Rab got social media?
Just put in 8 or 17 guys, low.
I don't even know if you're available, Ryan, are they?
So,
I don't know, have a look.
Right, Rab, if you've got social media, contact us on social media, Gonnie, and that way we can message you when we've put them in for you, a photo.
Just so we can let you know.
Oh, but don't worry about it, Rab. We'll be doing a live draw, pal. And the next time, when it's full, the next time we're available to go live, that's when we'll do the draw. And we'll put it up more than once if the winner's not there that night.
I think there's a lot of unrest in that side of the city, but one thing I want us to do...
And James, put in the comments, keep number 8 for him, guys. 17 has been sold.
So number 8.
Sorry, Rab.
Right. I do think that in terms of, we can't be complacent in terms of, we know we've got the best team, we know we've got all the finances, but you can't rest on what you've got. You always need to...
As you're saying that, Brendan doesn't allow that.
No, but we've done it in the past, I'm saying.
Get you. But
you could probably say last season as well, when we went like kind of 5 points behind, we ended the season extremely well, extremely strongly, brilliantly. We ended up winning it, but there was a point like about 8-9 games to go, we're like, wait a minute here, we really need to go on a run here, because any other slip-ups might have gave the opposition that wee bit more confidence, but as it ended up, they fell off a cliff, and we just continued to win, and that's basically continued on to this season. And gladly, after this international break, we spoke about it's going to be a Saturday evening kickoff. Gladly, I'll be in the Hootspa in sunnier climates come Saturday watching this game.
What time of night will be?
Aye, so. And we're coming up against second bottom of the league, the Super Mario Karts, the Hearts. So they're sitting second bottom of the league just now. Started to maybe turn a slight corner after they brought in a new manager. They started the season really, really poorly. I think they would have known what a point for the first number of games. I think that first point they got away. Against Rangers, I think that was the only point they had for it was like 6-7 games or something. So they have slightly turned the corner. It can be in recent years a potential banana skin, but I think with the way that Celtic are playing just now and the way that Hearts seem to be playing just now, touch wood, back in OC1 winner. What's your thoughts on the upcoming weekend? How is the international break going to affect us? Are we going to come back stronger? Do you think the guys are be more focused and right up for the upcoming games and a very important part of the season?
Well, going with the international boys, all barring Liam Scales. Obviously, I'm saying Liam Scales, he played well as well, but he was sent off and obviously didn't get the remainder of the game. But it's been quite a positive feedback we seem to be getting for all our international boys, Arne Engels included there as well. And obviously the Scotland boys, Greg Taylor, Anthony Ralston played the 2 games. Greg Taylor was sitting down his nails.
Part of the squad.
Aye, sitting down his nails, aye, talking to Bobby Bushy, doing the water boy. But I think they're coming back in a positive mind. A really good place, mate. They went away in a good place, so they'll be coming back probably hungry to go again. And I think Brendan will be happy just to get the boys in, hopefully unscathed and no injuries, and I'm looking forward to it.
Personally, I did think it was a good time for us to have the international break. Maybe our last performance wasn't prime kind of Celtics we've seen this year. So maybe a couple of players looked as if they needed that wee bit of that reset, that rejuvenation.
Do you think that was because of the week we had though leading into that?
It's going to be, but we're getting these kind of very important games, very difficult games, kind of week in, week out. So these guys are only human as well. So I was glad to kind of see guys that weren't in international duty take the chance to get a break. Well, it seems to be the ideal kind of location at the minute is Dubai.
Yeah, 100%.
So it's good to let the guys kind of reset, rejuvenate, and get back and get fully focused for what's going to be a very, very hard task in the next number of games. They're going to come thick and fast. We have got important games that's in the league, Champions League, and there's an upcoming cup final. So it is going to be a hard task coming up. We need to maintain full focus and make sure that we're in the best possible place to kind of go into these games and pick up as many wins as we possibly can. How do you see us after this international break, Ryan? Do you see us going into this in a better place?
I think we'll just continue as what JP says. I think we'll just continue the way we've been. I don't see how we don't.
It's a dirty manager, isn't it?
I just think as well, some of these players they're a different mould to anybody else that we've got in Scotland, in terms of the mentality, in terms of the way they're on the park, in terms of obviously the history of where they're played, etc. So I agree with you on Hearts. I actually think the game at Ibrox were the best team. They should have won. We are a bit more clinical striker. If it was Shankly last season, we might have won the game. Boy Vargas.
Vargas has to do better on a couple of occasions there, didn't he, boys?
Lazy.
I think Hearts will have the crowd on their back as well. On their back.
He wants away as well, I feel.
There's few comments
we
coming
don't know if the media have trusted that. We don't know.
You can see it in his performance level. I mean, that's something you can't hide around. You're talking about that earlier on about bullshitting players in the dressing room.
I think it could be a tough game, but recently I think in terms of Hearts were for early goals recently. I remember Arne Engels in the Scottish Cup after 2 or 3 minutes, we were 1-0 up as well. So, and again we've done well that day. So I think there'll be a lot of goals in the game.
Do you?
I think there will be. There's always a few goals at Hearts. I think 4-3 recently beat them on it last year. Or under Ange beat them 4-3. The Scottish Cup was a good game as well. So
they beat us last season there,
so
Young got sent off.
I'm looking forward to the game because I think again under the lights at Tynecastle it's set up for a good game. So on telly, players will be fresh. So, but one thing I do want to touch on, I'll let you touch on it as well. Obviously Arne Engels has done okay when he's went to Belgium. Again, he's starting for Belgium. Now they've got a big roster, Belgium, so he's not just getting picked because he's signed for Celtic at £1 million. They've got guys like Kaku playing with him and other guys. So I want to kind of touch on him because I do feel that there's still a bit of kind of unjust critical analysis of Engels. Engels isn't going to be this guy who's going to score 50 goals a season and get 50 assists and he's going to be a superstar every game. That's not his game. He's an absolute running machine. I know people might not go and running stats, but all his data for the runs he covers, everything that he blocks, he's pressing, it's telling you he's not that sort of player that's going to be a Nicholas Kuhn who's going to 12 goals a season and 15 assists. That's no, because he's worth £11 million, doesn't mean that he's going to score more goals and assists every game. It's what he does on the park and what he does. So for me, Arne Engels is just going to go from strength to strength. And I want the fans to react a bit because he's not going to get you 5 goals every game. That's no his game.
I don't know your thoughts on it, JP, but my thoughts personally is that you look at Nicholas Kuhn, that's a prime example. That's the one I'm going to keep coming up with now because you look how much he's excelling. You look at January there, and from January to the end of the season, we were all sitting going, we probably need a lot more for Nicholas Kuhn. None of us kind of knew that there was ongoing kind of medical issues in the background.
Yeah.
And then you give Nicholas Kuhn that chance to kind of settle in. You give him that chance to kind of settle into the culture, the way, style of the play, what the manager's looking for, etc. And look at him go this season. So I think when you watch Arne Engels, and I think we've all agreed on this, when you watch Arne Engels at the start, you're going, there's a player there, definitely. Has he fully settled into the country? Has he fully settled into the way that Brendan wants to play? No, but I still think he's contributing massively. I still think he's a very, very important player on the side. Do I think there's more to come for Arne Engels? I certainly believe so. I think that the longer he settles in, the longer he gets used to the style of football, I think you're just going to see him excel and excel and excel. What's your thoughts upon Arne Engels?
Well, I think there's two sides to Arne Engels, because I'm glad you brought it up, Ryan, to be fair, because I was wanting to address that today as well. It's been annoying me too, mate. I don't know what people are watching. I really don't. I'm going to say that now, live here now. I don't know what folk are watching when they watch him, because he's an absolute standout on the pitch. He's levels above anybody around about him. In terms of his awareness, his tactical awareness, the way he plays the game, he scans before he receives the ball, he's able to take the ball in a tight area. That's why we've seen success in Europe, by the way. He's one of the players.
Playing, you could just go, he's a good player there.
You look at him in Atalanta, a different side of the game that night, but Ademola Lookman never even played against us that night. I forgot he was there because of him.
And he was actually playing a bit wider to Stoke.
But that's what I'm saying. But his work rate is, and honestly, he's probably one of the fittest guys I've seen in the last 20 years. I'm not kidding on. The way he can get up and down the pitch, you look at him against Kilmarnock, the big boy in Daba was kicking lumps at him, and he just kept going, I'm just going to keep coming at you.
That's what Tony Dock says, how fit he was.
Unbelievable.
And that's a guy managed to.
Well, that's a guy standing on the touchline watching him. Now, I know I'm not just seeing things by my end. When I'm at Celtic Park, honestly, the Slovan Bratislava game, he was outstanding that night. He was outstanding against Aberdeen in the semi-final. He was outstanding against Leipzig. He gave Kevin Campbell a down that night. With his physical awareness, his physical attributes that night as well, he showed.
The wee touch,
that's what I'm saying, the wee touch round the corner. There was a couple of wee touch, the one couldn't play the ball outside his boot into Maeda. That's lovely football. Listen, I don't want him to skin 25 guys and put the ball in the top corner. I want him to do the other side, to give McGregor a break. That's what he's been brought in for. He's been brought in because he's fit, his running power, his technical ability, and above all else, lads, he can play in Europe. That's why he's been brought in. The European, this is the standard. The level, that's why we paid £11 million. We paid £11 million for a guy who can take the ball in a tight area and hold on to it and no lose the ball and doesn't lose your possession. He keeps possession and he keeps the ball cycled.
I totally agree with you guys. I think he's a very, very good player, and I think his potential is sky high. I don't think we've seen anywhere near the best of what we've seen him, and that's what's impressive. At the minute, I still think we've seen a very good player, but I think...
And he's still going to get better.
He's got potential. There's just like a few of the comments, like Frank Kennedy's asking what his Engels done. He hasn't impressed me so far. Forget his transfer fees.
Well, what I would say to that
Everybody's entitled to their opinion.
No, that's fair enough. That's fair dues. What I would say to that is, and I was just going to say exactly what you just said there, that's obviously Frank's opinion, but like I say, when I'm at Celtic Park, I don't watch what players do with the ball. See, even when Celtic don't have the ball, I want to know who's hiding. Are they looking for? Are they looking to get on it? Are they looking to press? Are they looking to do that? One thing he's not a lazy player. No. And what I've noticed about him more recently than no guys, he's a really good teammate. He helps. See when he sees McGregor's not getting to a ball, he jumps. He gets to certain areas. He knows Hatati's ready to lose the ball. He's there, and he closes it down quickly. Yeah. And that's what he's got. He's got a good engine.
Is it no a coincidence as well that you're seeing more, obviously McGregor from Scotland more, but Hatati's now come back onto a game? Is that because he is helping that?
Levels lifting, mate.
What I mean.
But you've got to look at the
people in beside you that you trust as well.
100%.
You're able to kind of play alongside them, and you know if I step out of here, this guy's got to be here to support me. So you play with better players. That's going to sell your game as well.
That I know, but not just that. But what I think I know is they're sharing the responsibility with Callum in that middle of the park, because they're showing Callum they can be trusted to back him up when needed. Yeah. And it's honestly, people don't notice that side of the game, in my opinion. They don't notice it so much, but I'm telling you now, a lot of Celtic success comes off their counter press when they've not got the ball. That's what's killing teams, guys. Honestly, the way we press. Look at the way we press Leipzig for the second goal before half time. It's the pace in your team, speed, energy, physicality. That it's going to kill teams. It will, and we'll give other teams a doing this season.
I completely agree, and I think if this is all we're seeing the kind of Engels at present, and there's a lot more to come, it can only prove massively beneficial for us as a club
100%.
and our first 11.
He's still getting picked with Belgium because he's playing with Celtic as well. Obviously that's helped his move, but he's up the. I know the manager is not under pressure at the moment, right? But he's picking him because he thinks he's a good player.
Yeah.
Now, Belgium, I know they're maybe not the generation they were 4-5 years ago, but they're still top players in their team.
Just another wee question for John Mulaney. Do you think this could be another Invincible season?
I do. I'll stick my neck out the line. I think it could be.
I could see it, yeah.
I'm not
It's
going
still
to
Going to end up my Hearts podcast at the weekend, isn't
It's
it?
going to be, but I'm just saying that the way we are playing, listen, to go unbeaten in a season it's unbelievable. It's not something you'd ever think of, but to answer your question, John, could it happen? Anything can happen in football.
100%. Well, who would have thought we'd done it originally under Rodgers the first time? What I will say is, who's beating us? Who did we? I mean,
no, it's keeping that level.
I know the back. This will be my last one, guys. If it happens, I'm sorry. It's nice to meet you guys.
It's not even about who'll beat us, right? We know on our day we're probably the best team. I'm going to say probably just in case we do get clipped, right? Probably the best team in Scotland.
No, we are the best team.
Right. But you need to keep that consistency that you're going through that amount of games. You're looking at, we've got 7 games in the next 3 weeks, right? I know some of them are Champions League games, but
that we did the cup.
I know.
We did the cup.
But as a matter of fact, we're going to come back for the Champions
Winning
League
the Champions League's no for everybody, folks.
We're going to come back for the Champions League games, and I'm sure one of the games is at Pittodrie as well. So you're looking at these games, it's going to be a hard ask to play that amount of games constantly and still keep up that level of consistency. Do I think we're capable of doing an Invincible season? I do. But you know, these wee results, these wee slip-ups can happen now and again. But
Do you see it happening?
Can.
Do you see it happening?
I'm going to be positive and say, yeah, I think we can do it.
It's capable. We are capable of doing it.
I think we can do it. I'm not going to stick my neck out and say.
What I said at the start of the season. Again, it could all listen football. I'm not saying we're going to do it. I'm just saying my opinion is for what I feel about the manager and the team and the opponents that we're playing against. I think we'll win the treble, and I've said to you, I think we'll win the league by 10 points and over. That's just my opinion. What I said.
Oh no, it doesn't. It's again.
I personally think this cup final is massive.
If we win the cup final, I think we're going to win the treble.
Because this cup final, I know it was different last year that we're opposition, they won it, but I usually think that first cup, that kind of sets the standard for the season. 100%. That sets the tone for the season.
I think that's what gave Raymer Close a bit of more positivity.
Momentum, yeah.
The senior recruitment wasn't the best. We didn't get a lot of players in right away. We had Lagerbielke not really playing well. He done all right, but he made the odd mistake. Him and Nerofsky, one of their debuts was at Kilmarnock against a horrible pitch, against a team that are going to make it hard for you. And it kind of snowballed for the rest of the Christmas time. And then eventually, as Joe Hart says, the manager finally, but the message got across. The players must have. I think we all seen bits and bobs the behind the scenes. Listen, there's bits and bobs people talking about us.
Yeah.
We need to go and show. I'm not going to swear, but these so and so's what we're all about, and what we've all spoken about here. Eventually, the cream, the quality players rises, and McGregor must, Joe Hart, Johnson must. Listen, we need to really start showing here that we're not going to finish second, because if we finish second with the squad that we did, it'd have been a disaster. Let's be fair. So
it's not. Listen,
if Celtic finishes second, a disaster. It is. It is. We need to win the league
with
every season.
With the level,
listen, you set yourself up for a big four there if that's your mindset going into every season.
It is technically.
I can get what both of you are saying.
We've lost a horse now, big time. Because Aberdeen are second now.
Aye, but if we don't win the league in Scotland, with the budget that
I know the argument you're saying, but to have that entitled mindset, to have that sort of just because we're Celtic, it means we need to win the league.
Right. But if you look on paper, with the money that we have got, if we can't beat Aberdeen and Rangers to a league, that's pretty poor.
With the capabilities, it's like.
My God, man, we went for one of the Invincible trebles now to Aberdeen, nearly winning the league, man. That's what I love about it. It's a great laugh coming in here, so it is.
With the capabilities.
Alan, you're left, you're third, mate.
So, but with the
He's changing the name of the podcast to Sweeney Todd Talks.
Talk with Al. But you're looking at the kind of, I see where Ryan's coming from, right? You're looking at the infrastructure we've got. You've looked at the things we've got in place.
I get
the
that.
players, the money.
Yep.
It's like we're.
You need to do the hard yards is what I'm trying to get at.
We're in a race and we are a cheetah and the rest of them are turtles. That's basically, we've got all that running power.
Mad turtles.
Mad turtles. So, but we'll just touch upon some more questions before we finish up soon. Or we're getting some kind of cheeky comments about me going on holiday again, so aye.
Saying,
well, no, Frank Kennedy, Big Alan, has his own parking space at Glasgow Airport.
Frank, but he's actually going over to work for the podcast as
He's
well.
getting a new. He's actually getting a new plaque for the battle on the fence. It's Sweeney Todd Parks here or something, or what was it? I seen it the other night. I can't remember it now.
A podcast platform.
Podcast plaque.
Great being rich. No, I'm a bit of a bargain hunter, Frank. Ryan and JP will tell you.
Frank keeps you saying at half 10 show your Pine Islands holidays.
Frank said he's
That's not a fiver, Alan. That's a drawing of a fiver, Alan.
Frank said he's that poor, he earns less than Jim Duffy's barber. So, another few. That just touch. I want to touch briefly upon this as well. We've seen
Frank, better behave yourself. That's strike one, mate.
We've seen Paolo Bernardo, the under 23s, isn't it? Is it under 21?
I know, I'm confused, right? Because I know what you're saying, under 23s, and I thought it was then I read the thing and it says under 21s.
It's when it was the same with Edward and Cham. Well, Edward and Cham. If you start the competition.
What age is he?
Bernardo. He must be 22 now.
Is he 20? I thought he was 23.
If you start the competition at 2021, you're able to play that competition.
Right.
I think that's the
Right,
case.
okay.
Because Edward was 22, I think, and he was playing with the 21s.
So,
23, but because you start that competition, I think if anybody can quote me on that, I'm sure that's the case.
So we'll touch upon a couple other guys that we've maybe forgotten about. Paulo Bernardo, JP, he's captain in that Portuguese side. No matter what unders it is, it's still quite a...
It's a good side, by the way, good players.
Portuguese always have kind of great sides, and you're looking at their youth system coming through as well. So that bodes well for Bernardo. He's scored and he's captained that side.
The boy Caratinho, man, he looks really good, by the way, really good.
And as well, your belter, a guy that was for last year, your favourite man, Mr. Lewis Palmer.
Oh, what a goal! What a goal!
He scores a double.
Oh my God! Did you folks tell me you've seen the goal? Oh my God!
So, am I out to criticise the goalkeeper? The goalie was poor.
Some goal,
The goalie was poor.
that's like Kyogo's goal against Rangers.
The goalie was terrible.
So JP, these two guys are coming in, right? You maybe say Paulo Bernardo's coming on off the bench quite a lot. He's had a few starts here and there. But they're getting this kind of international experience, Bernardo and Palmer. How do you see them coming back? Do you see them kind of brimming with confidence, or is that going to take the...
Yeah, 100%. But obviously Palmer, listen, we understand Palmer's had we've heard Palmer's had some personal problems. So, family issues. He lost a relative just recently there, before the international break. So for a guy to still be going and try to keep his head in about the football, and he's lost it. See, for me, I don't know if maybe it's just me, maybe my eyes are deceiving me now I'm getting older. I think he's lost a wee bit of timber. He looks as if he's lost a wee bit of timber, and he looks... And certainly that passage of play that you sent me for the other day, he looked a hell of a lot sharper. Like, he looked quicker going through the line. And I thought,
try to keep an eye on that suitcase with his face on it. That's
behind the goal. That was behind the goal. That's what he was aiming for. He was trying to get himself right. He was trying to get himself in the nose. But all in all, you're talking about confidence. Of course they're going to be. I mean, scoring goals at any level of international football. Of course you're going to be buzzing off the back of that. You're coming back into a team that's winning and winning well, and setting an example. You look at Luke McCown. We've not even spoke about him yet. There's another boy that's done very well, and he was one of the lads that was on you talk about Matt O'Reilly, Stephen Welsh, James Forrest and Callum McGregor. Lads, I don't know about yous, but see that mindset, that is unbelievable. To go, you could take a couple of days off easily go to Tenerife. I know you probably would have anyway, definitely. You'd have probably went to Costco again, go to yourself a couple of wee deals, and I'd have probably laid in my bed. So, you look at these lads, different world, different mentality, different way of doing things, and they travel, was it Dubai? I think it was Dubai, and they're away for 1 hour of training just to keep themselves going. For me, relentlessness, working hard, I'll put this one back to you, Alan. For me, that's the key to success, mate. That's the key of winning.
Do you think that's the standards that Brendan's setting there?
Yes.
Is it setting very high standards that the players are feeling the need, that they need to keep themselves 100% condition. They need to make sure that they're the best possible level they can be to make an impact in the squad and get into that first 11.
See, before you came in, I've said millions of times, Ryan, I think Brendan Rodgers took over a Celtic team who were a Scottish team participating in the Champions League. And see, every time Brendan leaves us, Brendan Rodgers will have turned us into a Champions League team playing in Scotland.
For me, he wasn't brought in to win trebles or to win the Scottish League or win the Scottish Cup. He was brought in to make Celtic better Europe.
But that's what I'm saying, that's my thoughts.
That's what my opinion he was brought in to do. Winning the league up with Celtic with the manager's phenomenal, right? But if we didn't, like I said at the start of the season, if he get backed and then we didn't do well in Europe and he didn't get the players he wanted, it wouldn't be really on him, it would be on, right, maybe we are really far away from doing this, because then I said to you before the campaign, if we spent the 30 to 40 million, whatever it was, he got his players and we did play well but didn't qualify, then we'd be sitting here like that. What else do we need to do?
Yeah.
But it seems to be this new format and the confidence that we've got, what the manager's installed, it's helped us. I think as well...
Scary.
I think the day, obviously, I don't know if it is mandatory, but I think the day you get sent GPS belts to go and do a bit of work behind the scenes, as Tony Dock says, one of his players...
One of their players.
Put him in the dug and the dug's up and down, up and down.
That was hilarious. So, he's telling Peter Martin and that, and he's like that. We found out through the grapevine, he says, I'm no name who he is.
Put that on Oscar, they think something
put it on Oscar. Put it on Oscar and launched a ball.
My man dug have a holiday, dog's supposed to all away. He's a GPS belt. But I think that's the thing that...
Sports scientists like that. Ryan's working hard, man.
Put it on Frankie, they think Aberdeen. Just lying there.
I think they get told, I think there's maybe, just so away for 6 days, maybe 3 to 6 days they were told they need to do something.
Yeah.
Be that if it's runs you need to do or stuff.
Just keep them taking over basically, just keep that level of fitness.
Mindset as well, I think that's what maybe some guys do when they retire now. Some guys still continue to keep in shape because their mindset is, right, I need to go up to 6:30 and it will do my run, and I think it's just mindset and that's what we've done.
They are stuck in that routine. It's good to see wee Willie Collins joined us today, I know. He's back in, he said he's been stuck in the VAR and we still try to figure out where a real attack has been sent off or not before the international break. I can tell you right now, Willie, he's still been sent off. Get your boys sorted and get it sorted, man, because that was, even for a Celtic fan's perspective, that was a poor decision.
So, we're in, mate. So we'll round up just now. We have got the dial-in tomorrow night, so I'm sure we will touch on a lot of the questions. If anybody wants to...
Rab's actually put a comment in about doing a poll. Big Rab says, guys, can you do a poll on topics to chat about for your next evening show? Well, the next evening show's a dial-in. So... instead of that, we'll give you a link, Rob, and you can dial in.
Aye, and you can make up
and you can make up your own poll.
So,
and tell us what numbers you want as well for the bonus bar.
I don't know if you've got social media, Rob, but we can do that if that's what the viewers and yourself want. If you want to decide one episode that we want to talk about or put questions across, then we can do that. We can put a poll up on Twitter and stuff like that.
And also, if you want apps for your phone, see this man here.
We do need your feedback, guys. Whatever you want to talk about, we are more than happy to delve into it, as long as it's reasonable, as long as it's no like...
half-10 shows and that's for the subscribers only.
That's for... how many Walmart whips can you eat in 6 minutes or something?
And we don't want to upset individual commenters, but we'll not ask you to stop swearing this time, we'll just ask you to keep the swearing to a minimum, that's all.
Aye. No, that's perfect. I don't want to delve into that any further.
I think we'll leave that there.
We are able to that. We can put a poll up on social media, on Twitter and Facebook, and we can put in the community. I don't know about a poll, but we can put on a community about if there's anything that you want to ask us.
Like Boric?
Like Boric.
Put that poll in.
If there's anything that you want us to discuss, let us know and we'll happily put towards it. So, so we will be on a dial on Alan says tomorrow, 8 o'clock, a bit earlier than normal, and then we can chat about anything else on that.
8 o'clock tomorrow night.
8 o'clock tomorrow night. Please, if you're just tuning in, if you're just tuning in for the first time,
sorry, but Amis just licked a battery 2 minutes ago there. I don't know if you've seen it off camera.
I'm barely on the battery.
If you're just tuning in, guys, please like and subscribe. It is free, and
Join
it
the
helps the channel.
It helps
us
Alan get to
progress.
Tenerife.
It helps Big Alan get to Tenerife and get his own gold nameplate. And get his own gold nameplate put on a poster so that he can park his motor.
Nothing goes to Alan.
Nothing goes to
No,
anybody.
nothing goes to him.
Everybody thinks she's a plane top up to Tenerife. It's not happening. Just before
You dropped that seed in?
It's not happening.
No,
So,
definitely no.
We'd just like to put out a massive thanks to the Malvern again for having us. That's where we're recorded today, the Malvern Lounge. Thanks very much, guys, for taking the time.
No, pleasure.
Well, you can let the viewers, you will be in Tenerife doing a bit
Bonus
of work.
ball.
Oh,
Yes.
well, we're touching the bonus ball. The bonus ball, we'll need to check how many numbers is left, but this
Perhaps
will be up.
two, it'll be
One, I think he's took.
23 took.
23 taken, not took.
Took taken.
22.
Took
Usually
taken.
one.
Wow. Oh, right.
So 22, so there makes 28 left. So
Aye.
that'll all be posted on the YouTube.
28
community.
boys.
Aye, and all relevant social media. There will be some upcoming shows coming for the Sunny Island of Tenerife, as we've just mentioned. I'm
Yes.
pretty sure Mr. John Clifford is over there at present, and I think we'll be going live. I think it'll be around midday on Saturday. So that'll be confirmed over the social media, but there will be hopefully a few videos get recorded. That just mixes it up a bit.
Big Alan will be stoning him a bag of change with all the subscription money on it to show you how much he's earned for pesetas.
6 cans of Dorada. So
Frank, if you want to
6 cans.
Frank, you can pay
6 cans of Dorada and a bottle of
so
Monster.
you can make donations if you just want to buy me a pint. Know what I mean?
An iron brew bar.
Aye, so we will be going live hopefully a couple of times when we're over there.
Sunday at the wee coffee shop.
Wee Caramel Sunday, aye.
So we have got.
Where are you on Saturday? What establishment are you going to be in, do you know?
Should be in the establishment. Should be in the Bell. In
the Bell.
And Playa Las Americas.
Last time I was in there, the ding dong with some there and I looked back near the place.
You asked that for the reason, I know. So, if you guys have watched
First
previous,
name's Tony, Tony Bellend.
if you guys have watched previous videos, you'll see there has been a couple of videos in the Bell. There was one with myself and Ryan, and then there was one with myself, Ryan, and
His granda.
myself, Ryan, and Ian Holloway.
Ian Holloway, aye. Ian Holloway with a guest on.
Webby, we love you, Magna.
So hopefully we're going to have another wee video with Webby coming up in the next week or so. There will be a few things, so stay tuned, guys. There is a few exciting things coming up for the channel. But again, thanks guys, thanks for tuning in.
Tune into Ryan's Soft Tail Show on Saturday night. We've got a live feed for Billy Porter straddling a camel. So we'll be looking forward to that day. But all in all, folks, thank you very much for tuning in with us. We'll see you all again.
Right, hail, and take
Hail,
care.
guys. Bye-bye.